I have been actually teaching online for over 8 years, almost 10. So let's get into it. What's up, party people in the place to be? Good morning. It's morning time as I record this. So, can Chat GPT, and this is my first Chat GPT video that I've ever done. I've been playing around with Chat GPT and it's since it was 3.5. As you can see, I did subscribe Chat GPT Plus. And let's talk about creating an online course with Chat GPT. Can you do it? Now, I've played around with some ideas because that is what I actually do. I am an artist, a writer, but I've been making a living for the past 8 years full time through my art, and a lot of that has come from online courses. So when I dive into this, this is not just me being this, and no diss to the sales and marketing people. Get your money. I'm not mad. But what I have noticed is that there are people who make big claims about how much you can make every single day. Yes, you can, but you're going to need a sales funnel for that. I am not particularly great at marketing. I'm getting a lot better at it, and I've got a lot more tools to start to put myself out here. Now, you've probably looked at my YouTube channel and seeing that some things have some pretty good views that are older, and most things do not get a lot of views because I have not concentrated on YouTube for the past few years, because I have been actually, well, let me show you. This is who I am, right? So as you can see, I'm on Udemy, and I have 114,711 students. Now, before you get all excited there, and it's cool because it's not nothing. I don't have 1 million students like some of my fellow Udemy instructors have, but this is not nothing, right? And you can see I have 15 published courses. I just recently unpublished certain courses because they just weren't doing well. I think there's a certain kind, you have to know the marketplace and the market that you're going after. But you can see, you can look and see that I am a pretty highly rated instructor. I have 4 point something across the board. And what is my secret of having the lowest rating I have is 4.3? What is my secret? My secret is I teach what I know. I know what I'm talking about as far as the subject of art goes. And I'm across the board with digital art and traditional art, character design, some of the fundamental courses. I have a Blender course. You can see that I do have a Chat GPT course that I just published, but I also have a Gumroad page that has some things that Udemy Page does not have on there at all, nor will I ever publish there for some of these courses. And I have another Chat GPT course that's a premium version of that course. So I want to show you this to say that I'm not just saying things to be saying them. I recently got an email. It's a marketing email. There's nothing wrong with that. That was talking about, and there's a lot of talk within the online instructor community that you can create. Oh, you can just create courses with ChatGPT and you'll make $1,000 a day, or you'll make $10,000 a month, or $1,000 a month, or there's a lot of that, the sort of sales stuff. And if you're here for that, that's fine. But let's do this, and I'm going to give you some of my insights onto this, and I hope you enjoy, or at least become a little bit more informed from someone that has been doing this for a living. Again, I'm not just saying this to say it, but let's go ahead, and I'm going to switch over to ChatGPT 4. It's just better. Well, let me show you something really quick. What I think ChatGPT is pretty good for, or the 3.5 is good for. So Chat, how are you? It's going to give me the standard. I'm an AI model. I don't have feelings. Hello, it's an AI. I don't have. See, I told you. So let's say, can you? And you can misspell things all the time, which I love because I am terrible at that. By the way, if you're going to get Chat GPT, do a little investment in Grammarly. It will help you out a lot if you are terrible at spelling like me. Can you give me a list of 20 online courses I can create? The most general question that we can go to. So I'll show you the difference. Okay, so here. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna copy this, and then we're gonna ask it again in GPT-4. So, introduction to programming. If you don't know how to program, then that's not really gonna help you. Digital marketing fundamentals, photography basics, social media marketing, introduction to artificial intelligence, web development for. So this is giving some graphic design fundamentals, creative writing workshop, public speaking, basics of entrepreneurship, language learning course, introduction to cybersecurity, fundamentals of SEO, introduction to video editing, and meditation and mindfulness. Okay, so this is what it gave me. That's fine. But if you notice, my thing is this: if you don't know how to do any of these things, then you probably aren't going to make a very good course, in my opinion. But I want to push Chat GPT. We're going to ask it this same question on 4. So I started a new chat up here. And by the way, part of my channel rebranding, because I did ask ChatGPT to help me out a little bit with it, is talking about the art and business of the business of art and creativity, because I have been a full-time creative, not just with the online courses, but with freelance. I currently am working on a very large project in which I am a writer. So now you can see this is a little bit more specific. That's why I'm telling you guys to use ChatGPT 4, because it's a bit more specific. Keep in mind, okay, and it's also giving me this, keep in mind that your expertise and passion should guide your choice of topic. This is great advice, as your knowledge and enthusiasm will shine through in your course material and make a more engaging learning experience. One of the things that is not taught, one of the things that when people are making these grandiose designs or grandiose claims and saying, you should do this, this says there are a few examples of the courses you create depending on your interest and expertise. Okay, it's telling you, hey, here's some general stuff that we think works. But if you want to make a successful course, then you're going to have to engage with students. If you don't know how to do web development, then you're not going to be able to answer any questions, and people are not going to rate your course very high. So it kind of gave me the same things, but it's gave me some other stuff here like this. Plant-based, there was no plant-based cooking here. So plant-based cooking, delicious and nutritious meals, yoga for stress relief, introduction to Python. Let me see, drawing fundamentals. Okay. So let's go, because I have a drawing fundamentals course and I've redid the course. And I think that one of the things that I will probably wind up doing, if you guys stick with me on this channel, like, share, and subscribe if you find anything useful, is I might actually, I've been putting this off for a while, I might actually make a course on how to make an online course. And a lot of stuff is there's a lot of stuff out there that's like, you don't need any skills to make an online course. You don't have to know anything about the subject, because here's what you can do. Okay, I mean, you can do that. I've seen people do it. How successful they are in the long run is also a whole other different thing. But this is interesting. Parenting skills, public speaking mastery. So let's do this. Can you create an outline for a drawing fundamentals course? So this is knowing, yeah, and I didn't spell outline correct. I got it. So knowing a little bit about what your subject is, that helps. The other part of this is that I think people look at course creation if they've never done it before, or they see people saying, oh, you can make this amount of money. A lot of times what you're seeing is they will take an example of something that they didn't create. And I see them do this all the time with the AI generated, you can make a comic, or you can make this sort of book. But some of the times they're not actually making that stuff. Well, I would say a lot of the times. There are some people that do make, let's say, a coloring book. They do actually make them, and you can look and see what they're doing. But a lot of times when people are making these, oh, I made $2,000, or you can make $2,000 in one day, or $1,000 in one day. And then they'll show you an example of the top rated selling thing. And it's it's like, come on. So let's take a look at what we got here. So an introduction to drawing fundamentals, course overview and objectives. That's good. It's a good start. The importance of drawing in art. The importance of drawing in art in everyday life. It's a little vague, but okay. Basic art materials, pens, pencils, erasers, and other art supply. This is a very standardized, and there's nothing wrong with it. This is very standardized to any art book. If for those of you that have ever opened up a drawing book, they give you, why it's important to draw, and there's always like 4 pages of art materials. As an instructor who actually teaches art, I will just say that I tell my students the only thing you need is a number 2 pencil and some cheap copy paper. That's what you need to start art. And setting up a comfortable workspace. This is good. This is true, but some people don't have a comfortable workspace. As of this recording, I am 49 years old. I've been an artist since I was a child. And a comfortable art space, I started drawing on the kitchen table like a lot of kids do. Or setting my paper on a kitchen table. Learning to see and observe. Okay, this is very good. Understanding the artist's eye, techniques for seeing shapes, lines, and negative space. That's really good. Observational exercises to sharpen visual perception. Elements of art, line, shape, and form. Okay, this is very good, actually. I'm pretty impressed so far. Line, weight, contour, and gesture. Gesture's a little bit advanced in my opinion, but they're giving you a generalized overview. And I'm going to show you guys how to refine this a bit more. Perspective and proportion, 1, 2, and 3 point perspective, understanding proportion and drawing, light and shadow, composition and design. Okay, and introduction to different styles. Oh, this is cool. Realism, impressionism, and that. This is a generalized course. This is a lot to take in from art. And the reason why I say this is a lot to take in, if you look, I have my how to draw and sketch for absolute beginners. That's 13 hours. You can also see I have anatomy and figure drawing, which is 38 hours. And I have draw and sketch for, so I have these broken down into 3 parts, right? So this is one course. The second course is perspective. That's a 25-hour course. And the other on shading is a 9-hour course. So you can see my courses are pretty long, which I also think adds to the people rating them very high. And I got a figure drawing part 2. That's 15 hours. So I break things up. One of the things that I found out as an instructor over years is that you can make a course and create it, but listening to feedback and having your students tell you where you can be more clear, telling you that I hate this course, but I have an overwhelming amount of students that have told me that it's not only helped them. Some of the emails that I've gotten have been so, I did not expect to have that kind of impact. Let me take a little sip here of water, of course. Not doing any morning drinking. I don't drink. So this is very good. But let's say that I want to. So from this, if you're looking at this, if you don't know anything about a subject, and this is what I want to kind of impart on to you, this is a good start. But if you don't know how to draw, then you will look at this and go, oh, yeah, this looks great. And it does look good. But after 100,000 students and literally looking at tens of thousands of students' work, giving tens of thousands of pieces of feedback, having my own artist community on Facebook, giving them feedback, having done one-on-one art coaching, there's a lot of stuff where I would not have this as one course. These are different courses. I actually have the shading course. This is one course. That's another one, perspective and proportion, line, art, shape, and form. Like this first part here, this is one course, 1, 2, and 3. That's a big course. But then all the rest of this are different kinds of courses. Or they are entirely separate courses that are very long. And so I think there's a lot of this kind of mentality of, oh, it's so easy. It's easy. Oh, it's just really easy. All you have to do is this thing. But it's a lot of work to create an online course, at least to create a good one and create one that people are going to respond to. So let's do this. Now, I am using Chat GPT to cheat and take a very popular course, and it does help me. It helps me out a little bit, but I do the instructor is fantastic. But let's say that this is a subject that I have no business teaching, right? So let's do this. I'm going to hit this and I'm going to say, can you give me an outline for a HTML and CSS course for, now I'm going to add this for complete beginners. So I'm using this example to show you guys a few things. First, I have no business teaching an HTML course. None. I understand some basics after I finished the HTML part. I'm on the CSS part of that course. But I know there are some of you that know how to write HTML. So I would say probably I would love to see your feedback on this if you know how to write HTML. So this is interesting. So an introduction to HTML, headings, content elements, structural elements. I understand most of this, but I don't understand. This is where you can get kind of caught up, as they say. I don't understand what most students are going to be their sticking points. If I can tell you that in drawing, I can fix most problems by telling my students, yeah, your proportion is off. You're making your heads too small, or you're making your heads too large, or your arms are too short. I notice that you keep doing that. Or your chest to your pelvis, there's too much space in there, right? I can tell you that stuff right away. But if I decided to publish this course, which I could do, right? I can absolutely go online. I can look at books. I can recopy lessons from books and turn it into whatever, because that's a lot of what's being done, right? Just grab a book and use this. And so you would take this and say, oh no, I don't even have to copy. This is a wonderful thing. Can you give a detailed breakdown of, and I'm just going to say number 2, right? Because this is the thing about version 4, it should know point 2 of 2. Here's a detailed breakdown of module 2. So it's going to give me, and it is giving me the stuff. Now, I know some of you are like, this is great. I am going to make a course. I don't know what this dude is talking about. It's not the making of the course that you cannot do, because you can. And I'm pretty much showing you how to do this. But one of the things that you want to keep in mind is the interaction with your students. Even if you are just putting a course out there, and I'm trying not to say set it and forget it. But if that's what you're trying to do, you can do this. But if your course isn't going to be highly rated, people aren't going to take it. It doesn't make a difference where you are, because Gumroad has ratings on it. Udemy definitely has ratings on it. The marketplace definitely has ratings. You could publish it to Thinkific or Teachable. But one of the things about, and I was on Teachable for a while, I no longer, I took my courses off of Teachable. Right now, I'm actually looking at Thinkific for the first time. But I was on Teachable for about a year. I've also tried Kajabi. I have my own insights to those for me personally. But can you create a course with Chat GPT? Yes, this is a really good, if you've never created a course before, this can get you started. My advice to you for this is to continuously break things down, but make sure, I would urge you to make sure that it's something that you are interested in, especially for your first course. If you want to go off and do something that you're sort of interested in, because with students comes questions, right? And the more popular that your course becomes, the more ratings that your course gets, the more people that will be attracted to it. And I can show you right now. So this course, I have 150 people rating it. There are more students in that course. I think I have a few thousand in this course, but 150 people rated it, right? But this course, these are my most popular courses because they have 4,000 reviews. They each got over 4,000 reviews. And those are the reviews, right? And so these are always my bestseller courses. And actually, so is this one because it has 3,000 reviews. And in order to get those reviews, you got to make a course that is quality. It doesn't make a difference if you're on Udemy. No, I've never tried Skillshare. They reached out to me a few years ago. I really was not, I'm saying really a lot today. I apologize. I just woke up. I was not real keen on Skillshare, and I got some colleagues of mine that taught there and they're not happy. So can ChatGPT, can you make an online course with it? Yes. Is it better if you know what you're talking about or you care? As ChatGPT told you in version 4, your expertise and passions should guide your choice of topic, as your knowledge and enthusiasm will shine through in your course materials and make a more engaging experience. Now, let me close off with this. By the way, thank you guys so much. I am going to be talking way more about the business of creativity. And yes, I'm still going to upload art tutorials because that's what I do. I'm still going to upload tutorials. I'm going to upload how to when it comes to drawing and doing 3D because I want you to see that this is something that I actually do. Regardless of how many views I'm getting, I'm trying to build something here on this channel that will attract creatives from any sort of creative field. But let me do this. So I am an artist and I draw and do digital art as well as traditional. I also can do, I just say can do, it's early in the morning, can do character design in 3D modeling and sculpting. I have created courses on these subjects and would like to create something new. Can you give me a list of, let's go with 15. Would be fresh and exciting, and for intermediate students. Okay, so let's see what it does. I've never asked this before. Advanced character design. I want to give you my honest opinion on this. Explore in-depth character development techniques and focus on creating unique and engaging. Okay, environment concept art. I'm not much of a concept environmental person. I do have a background course over on the Gumroad page, but that deals a little bit more with perspective and architecture, because I go a lot into architecture. Digital painting techniques, mastering light, color, and textures. So so this is my little sticking point with mastering, because you got to use it for your, sometimes you got to use it for SEO, but like mastery takes time, just to let you know. Go read the book, Mastery by Robert Greene. It's great. Art of visual storytelling, creature design. I already have a creature design course, but yeah, I probably should make another one. Ooh, dynamic figure drawing. Mixed media art, advanced 3D modeling, traditional and digital. Wait, that moved around a little bit. Let me get done with this. So it's, okay, where was this at? Advanced 3D modeling, hard surface and organic modeling techniques. And it's giving me, like, teach intermediate students advanced techniques in hard surface and organic modeling, focus on complex shapes and topology. Okay. 3D sculpting, creating detailed characters and creatures, explore advanced 3D sculpting techniques and processes to create detailed and lifelike characters and creatures using industry standard software. Texturing and shading for 3D models, game asset creation, the art of animation, digital art portfolios. This is interesting. Showcasing your skills and creativity, help students create a portfolio, essentially. Fan art and pop culture. Okay, this one's throwing me through a loop here. Inspired by your favorite media, encourage students to create fan art inspired by popular movies. So one of the things that I've told my students is that if you're trying to create stuff on your own, I used to say this a lot, try to stay away from fan art. But I don't know, I think I've since evolved on that, because I think fan art can be helpful and useful. Artistic collaboration, working with others to create compelling projects. Okay, this is different. Teach students the benefits and challenges of artistic collaboration. Okay, these course ideas should provide. Okay, let's do this. because it was starting to get good here with this artistic collaboration. I've never, like, that is, that and the fan art. Can you give me 5 more? This is what you can do with Chat GPT. And I think in the next video, I think I'll do a follow-up video of this, is maybe what to teach when you don't know where to start. Perhaps that could be another video to follow up with this. Expressive portraiture. Okay. Capturing personality and emotion. Okay. Design. Designing for virtual reality and augmented reality. Yeah. Not qualified to do that one. Oh, wow. Advanced perspective and foreshortening for dynamic illustrations. That's really good. So I'm looking at the stuff that I actually could teach. Expressive portraiture. Yes, I can do that. By the way, you guys can look on my channel and see that I've uploaded. I did some shorts that are faces, and I use different techniques for those. Visual development for animation and games. That's it's a little bit of, what I'm working on now. Stylized illustration. Developing your artist. This is encourage students to experiment with various illustrations. I might have to steal this one. I might have to use this. Okay. I think I'm going to have to do a part 2 with this. All right, guys. I hope that you kind of found this a bit more insightful. I don't want to discourage anybody from making an online course. I do want to, however, just kind of caution you to say that, hey, it's not as easy as people say it is. It's not. A lot of people are playing the YouTube game to get more views. I'm doing this to get more views. I mean, come on. But I am trying to be as sincere as I can possibly be by giving you my opinion on this subject. I do encourage you, if you are trying to make an online course, start with Chat GPT. I think the more that I talk, I think I'm talking myself into actually creating this, making your first online course. I think I'm talking myself into it. Okay, guys, let me get up out of here before I start rambling. Thank you so much for checking out the video. I'll see you in the next video. Subscribe. Yeah.